Okay, so if you're reading this, it tells you that it is a square pyramid. So that kind of helps you a little bit. And then it says total surface area. So you need the area of every piece. Now, no matter what, when you get, whenever you get a 3D shape, you need to start with shading the base. So this inside square is your base. That needs shaded first. And it's total surface area, so we are finding the area of every single piece. So you can do the triangles first or the square. It really doesn't matter. So if I'm going to do this triangle, I need to start with the triangle formula and make sure that your height is 4, your base is 6. 5 is slanted. You're not going to use 5 at all. So then go ahead and work this problem out. And you get 12. So that 12 is just one of the triangles. Each triangle needs to have a 12 in it. The base is a square, so you need area of a rectangle formula. Now this is 6 and 6, so area is 36. So for our total surface area, you are going to add each of these numbers together. So that's 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 36. Number 3, what is the lateral surface area of the rectangular prism whose net is shown? The shaded region represents the base. So we don't even have to shade the base this time, but we want the lateral surface area, only the sides. So we are not finding area of the bases. So if I start with my first base is 19 and the height is 6. Now I know the height is 6 because this one is 6, which makes this 6. And remember, they fold into each other. That area goes in both of the blue rectangles. Now I have 2 green rectangles that are congruent. The base is going to be 19 and the height is 17. So make sure this number gets written in both of the green. So you are going to add up 2 blue and 2 green to get the final lateral surface area. You are not going to worry about the shaded bases at all. Area in square meters of the prism. First things first is to shade the base. Now this is a triangular prism, so you are shading the triangles. And you want lateral surface area. So you are going to find surface area of these rectangles. Now be careful, because your green rectangle has a base of 18 and a height of 10. Oops, see, I'm already making a mistake. Green rectangle, base of 18, height of 10. Pink rectangle, base of 18, height of 12. And the blue rectangle I guess the blue rectangle matches the green. So it has a base of 18 and a height of 12. 8 is the height of the triangle, and it's not really important because we're finding lateral surface area, just the sides. Make sure you add up all 3 rectangles and make sure that you keep track of where your decimal goes. Maddie made the net of the right triangular prism shown below. That is not a right triangular prism. I don't know why it says it is. It is a triangular prism. It says, what is the total surface area of the prism? So, total means everything. You're going to find the area of these triangles. That the base is 5 and the height is 4. And you're going to find area of these rectangles. And if you look, each rectangle is congruent. So this is actually a nice problem. You've got a triangle formula and a rectangle formula. Your base for that rectangle is 10 and your height is 5. Make sure that you add every rectangle up and both triangles. A box is covered with decorative wrapping paper with no overlap. The net of the box is shown below. How many square inches of wrapping paper is needed to cover the surface area of the box? Now, we talked about the 2 different kinds of surface area. One is lateral and one is total. Our example for total was wrapping paper. So you're going to find the total total surface area for the whole thing. If it were me, I would treat this as one big rectangle, and then I would do these little rectangles on the side. So your great big rectangle, the height is 10. The base is a little bit harder to figure out. Now, for the base, from here to here is 10, which means from here to here is 10. The tough spots are going to be, what is it from here to here and here to here? Well, I know this side is 2 inches. And remember, we said you have to think about it being folded up, right? So if this side is 2 inches, that side is 2 inches. So your total base is 10 plus 2. That is your total base for that large rectangle. Now your smaller rectangle, we know the height is 2 and the base is 10. Now make sure you add 2 of the pinks and only 1 of the green. The net of a rectangular prism is shown below. The shaded region represents the bases of the prism. What is the lateral surface area of the rectangular prism? You are only finding area of these rectangles right here. Now you can do it as one big rectangle, or you could do it as 4 small rectangles. It doesn't matter. If it were me, I would do it as 4 small rectangles. I would do this one and this one because they're opposites, right? So they're going to be the same. And then I would do this one and this one. They're opposites, so they're congruent. So start with your formula. For the base, you have 4, and for the height, you have 8.2. Now make sure that blue, that the answer for this gets put in both the blue rectangles. Then you're going to find area of the pink rectangles. So that the height for the pink rectangle is 8.2. The tricky part is figuring out the base. Now remember, you have to imagine this is going to get folded up into an actual 3D shape, which means this side here is going to fold down and touch this side here. So the base is 6.7. And then make sure that gets put in both pink rectangles, your answer. Number 8 says, what is the surface area and lateral surface area of a cube with a side length of 7 centimeters? Cube. Okay. First of all, we talked about surface area is always greater than lateral surface area. Total is always greater than lateral. So there are 2 options that are wrong. Just knowing that. Surface area is greater than lateral surface area. All the time. Cross off anything that is not true. You can get rid of 2 answer choices right now. Now you have 2 answer choices left. And it's going to get really obvious really fast which one's right. So we want surface area and lateral surface area. So if we do surface area, each side of this cube is 7 centimeters, right? So area of one side of the cube is 49. It's a cube. Every single side is exactly the same. So we're not 100% sure. I am assuming these are the bases, but I don't even know for sure. But guess what? It doesn't matter. Because no matter what the 2 bases are, they're the same, all of them. So lateral surface area is 49 times 4. Total surface area is 49 times 6. Without even actually calculating, look at the 2 answer choices you have remaining and cross off the one that just doesn't make sense. Philip is going to paint a shoebox for use for storage of his trading cards. The shoebox is 23 inches long, 10 inches wide, and 8 inches high. Find the surface area. It does not say total surface area or lateral surface area. So you have to assume it's total. So you have the 2 bases. You have the 2 fat sides, and you have the two not quite so fat sides. So if you start with your bases, you have 10 and 8. For my not so fat sides, I have 8 and for my fat sides, I have 23 and 10. Make sure that you write the answers inside each rectangle. That's going to keep you from making big mistakes. And if you do make a mistake, it makes it so that you and I can both figure out what your mistake is very quickly. All right, number 10 says, if a rectangular prism has a length of 2.5, a width of 2 meters, and a height of 6 meters, what is the total surface area? You need area of everything. Again, it doesn't matter what the bases are. It's all the same. And I know they're not all the same, but it doesn't matter because it's total surface area. For our orange rectangles, I have 6 and 2.5. For our blue rectangles, I have 2 and 6. And for our pink rectangles, you have 2 and 2.5. Make sure every single one of these has a number inside of it. Because it's total, you're going to add all 4 numbers up.